can see the Oopgo homepage here?
I can.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Oopgo. Here at Oopgo, we specialize in digital marketing intelligence. And really, what we've done is we've invented a technology which, for the first time, really allows companies to kind of see the entire picture of what's taking place on their website. And what's really at the core of that technology is our user videos. So here we have a couple of examples of user videos, and what these are is really a recreation of that action that takes place on your website. So all the stuff that a person does when they're on there, clicking, typing in some input areas, scrolling, the different things that they look at, and what we really wanted to do was to be able to give companies the ability to really put themselves in the customer's shoe and see exactly how they use their website. A lot of times websites are designed with how we think people would want to use it. What we wanted to do was to be able to give a company the ability to see how people actually use the website and to help them optimize and make that experience the best that they can to increase conversions and to get...
That's pretty cool. That's a neat idea. I'd never seen the video of what the customer is doing thing before. Cool.
Daniel, let me ask you a question. How much, what do you guys do online today in order to be able to, attract or be able to capture that traffic that you get?
Right. Online, our strategy is pretty simple. Pretty much all the traffic is generated via pay-per-click.
Okay.
Our industry is probably the most competitive in the pay-per-click space out of any others. The CPCs are just ridiculous, but it works for us, and that's how we do it. So somebody types out a structured settlement or something like that into Google, and then sees an ad, clicks on it, goes to our landing page, and on the landing page, everything on there is geared to have people call us. We have to have a conversation over the phone with our prospect if we are to complete a deal. It's the only way it can be done. So there's just a one-page landing page, and we try to get them to call from there.
Is that the landing page that we see when we go to encorefunding.com? That's the landing page you're talking about, right?
No, it's not. The Encore funding part of the business is kind of dormant, actually.
So this right here this isn't your guys' website right here?
Well, it is our website, but
okay.
It's not on our landing page.
Oh, okay, okay, I understand.
And I wouldn't even call it our website. It's a website that we happen to own, but it represents a branch of the business that's not really active.
Okay.
If we were to get some leads on the Encore funding branch of the business, sure, yeah, we do that business. We move forward with that, but we're not actively marketing Encore. We are actively marketing Innovation Capital.
Innovation Capital?
Right, yeah. Innovation Capital is the part of the business that buys structured settlements from people.
Okay.
Encore is about lottery winnings.
Now,
okay.
this Innovation Capital, if I go to that website, that is the landing page we're talking about?
If you go to innovationcap.com,
Innovation
then you see
Cap.
an example of the landing pages.
Innovation Cap, C-A-P?
Yes, sir.
.com. It's Innovation Cap is a broken link right now.
Is this it right here, Daniel?
It looks like you've got the mobile landing page up, but yeah. If you were to take the /mobile/index.html route and just go to innovationcap.com, then you'd be there.
Okay.
Interesting. I think it might be redirecting me to the mobile.
What sort of headers are you sending with Firefox? Because that looks like an issue that I need to let somebody know about.
See, yeah, and that's very interesting, and that's something that definitely finding stuff like this is what we can definitely help you with. And listening from what you're saying about with the pay-per-clicks and all, and how much that stuff costs, definitely something something that we would be able to help you with is to be able to increase those conversions and to really get that ROI up and get the money back from what you're spending on your pay-per-click campaigns. And as we go through the rest of this campaign, I'll be able to show you a couple of different things and tools that we have that might be able to help you to increase that conversion.
Would you mind really quick telling me what version of Firefox it is that would give you that redirect?
Okay, let's see. Version. Where? I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with Firefox. What's the easiest way for me to find the version?
There should be something that says About Firefox or something along those lines. Under Help, perhaps.
You know, I'm getting that. I'm getting that on Chrome as well.
Really, on Chrome as well.
So 17 decimal 0 decimal 1.
And what operating system are you using?
I'm currently using Windows 7.
Windows 7. Okay.
And the Chrome.
0.1.
You want the Chrome version?
Yes, please.
23.0.1271.97M, as in Mary. And operating system is Windows 7.
All right. Gentlemen, if nothing else, I really appreciate that.
No worries. We're a company about usability and about optimizing your website and really helping you find all those different errors. And as we go through here, I'll be able to show you a couple of different ways that we're able to do that. But one last thing I want to kind of get across on this tab is what we really wanted to do is give companies the ability to see exactly how their customers are using their websites. And so what we did was, when we put this together, is we wanted to be able to let you see exactly, so the resolution of their screen, exactly what it looks like as they're going through and interacting. So obviously the difference between perhaps a computer and a mobile device, there's definitely going to be a difference between how they interface and how they interact with your website. So we want to be able to translate and show you exactly how they're using it depending on the platform that they're using. Next thing I want to talk about is this is our history, basically a history view of specific customers. So all their historic actions that have taken place on your website, if they come into your website once, 10 times, we track every single thing that they've done over time so that you can kind of go back and see what this person's looking at and what they're interested in, and basically get any type of information that you're looking for on that customer. So if you look up here to the top, you see the 85 customer sessions. Are you familiar with sessions?
The concept of the session, certainly, yeah.
Okay, so what we did here was we wanted to give you the ability to be able to, if a person comes to your website 10, 15, 100 times, to be able to go back through and look at all their different sessions, and if there's one that looks important or something that you want it to view, you'll be able to just throw that session up on the main screen here. Some interface things here. We have the play. You can play and pause the video. Over here you can change speed if you wanted to get to a specific point in the video, or if you wanted to slow it down and watch some actions that are taking place as that customer is on your site. Again, we allow you to zoom out and really get in the shoes of the customer and see how they're actually interacting with your site. If we scroll down here, we have the different pages that person visited during that session. So if they went to 1 to 10 pages, you'd be able to look through, and if maybe there's a page that's particularly important to you, you'd be able to skip right to that current page and see how they interacted with it. If we move down here to the bottom, you'll see several different analytics that we have here. And these are all default analytics that we just threw on here, but because we have a common data source and we collect everything that takes place, if there are custom requests that you have for things and information that you're looking for, we can get that and put that on there so you can quickly see the information that's most important to you. So over here we have the session overview, and that just gives you some details on this specific session and what this person did during that specific session. So what country they came from, the operating system that they're using, their OS, how long they were engaged for, how long they were on there, and so on and so forth. So this is basically kind of that micro view of exactly what took place during that session. If we look over here at customer history, we'll be able to see kind of the overview of everything that they've done over time. So how many times they came to your website, what pages they're using. Are you familiar with tagging and segmentation?
In general, yeah.
Okay, so what we wanted to be able to do was, because we know if someone has 1 million people coming to their site every month, they're not going to want to look at 1 million videos. So what we wanted to do is give companies the ability to kind of weed out the stuff that's the most important to them, weed out the stuff that's not so much important to them, and to be able to really hone in on those high-value visitors and those specific people that complete actions. So segmentation and key actions are very similar. This is the segmentation of the tags. Basically, the tags you define what you're looking for based on some sort of criteria. So if somebody went to a specific site and stayed on that site for a specific amount of time, they would be tagged. If they filled out a contact form, they could be tagged. If they came back 10 times, those are just different types of tags that you could throw on there. But again, it's based on any type of criteria that's important to you. And then the actions are more. It's a way of tagging where it's more behavioral. So if someone went to your site and purchased something, or they filled out a form or something like that, it's just another way for us to tag that individual so that you can quickly identify them. Does that all make sense?
It does.
All right. Leon, do you have anything?
No, I'm good right now. Thank you.
All right. So what we have here is our live view. And so what this allows you to do is to see users as they're actively interacting with your website. And from the sounds of it, the people that come on your website are high value to you, because you want to be able, you might want to interact with them because obviously it's expensive for the pay-per-click, and also you want to get them to use your service. And so what you might be interested in is from the live view, you see people that are coming on your site looking at different things. If you see maybe they're stuck, you might be able to interact with them and kind of get them where you need them to go. Or another thing that we can do, and that I'd like to bring up here, is that obviously if you have 1 million people coming to your website every month, you're not going to want to see all these little windows popping up, and it's going to be popping up pretty quick. So what we can do is we can kind of customize this and only display the types of people that are most important to you. And in addition to that, you can quickly identify these people by the tags on the bottom. So you can see the tags and what's important. And so if you want to look at a specific customer, you could go ahead and throw them up on the main screen here. You have a couple of analytics over here. Again, you're able to see exactly what they can see. And one of the functions that we have is the live chat, so that you can interact with them. And Leon, do you want to talk a little bit more about the chat?
Yeah, in the chat screen, basically in the live screen, if you identify, like Nate said, a specific type of client that you would like to engage with, you know how today they have this small thing on the bottom that says chat with us? You guys have a proactive or a similar thing, but you allow people to call you direct from the landing page, right?
Yeah, we have a phone number on the landing page. Is that what you're asking?
And but there's a launch. It launches an application that allows you to call directly from the website. Correct? That's what I saw.
Right, on the mobile landing page, which is
that's what it said here. The one we're looking at is saying, do you want to launch the application? That's thinking we're mobile, and that's why it's doing that. I thought it's launching a specific application for a laptop to be able to call direct, so it's not that way.
No, it's just a tel link. So you just have a normal link, and you say href equals TEL : and then the phone number, and then that's sort of a universal telephone link. And if you're on a mobile phone, you click such a link, the phone number is loaded into the phone's dialer. And some laptops and desktops have phone call capability through Skype or something else. And if that's the case, and they see one of those links, then it'll launch the phone application. But we don't typically have those sort of links on the desktop landing pages. That's more of a mobile thing.
Well, that's why I selected it. Oh, it's because I have a soft phone. That's what it is. I have a soft
Yeah,
phone on my laptop, and that's why it says, do you want to launch application?
that would do it.
All right. So another thing that we, again, wanted to be able to do and really get back to the core is if you wanted to see a little bit more about that specific person who's currently on your website, everything's linked together. So you can go back to the visitor details and see their history and see all the analytics that are behind that specific person. So one of the main things that we really wanted to do is to be able to allow you to drill down and really get the information that you need when you have specific questions or you want to know a little bit more about the individuals that are on your website.
Right, yeah, that's pretty cool. Question about the chat thing. So do you guys host a chat application as well, and that's sort of integrated in with the Oopgo stuff?
We built ours from scratch. I'm pretty sure, I'm not the technical person, but I'm pretty sure that we built ours and kind of integrated it into our system.
Okay.
Actually, I'll write that question down and try to get back to you.
Let me answer that because I put part. Well, it is part of our system. It's just we don't put it part of the core application just because every company so far we've dealt with has asked us for a different way to engage, and we decided we have the basic chat, which is you just click on the screen, say chat request, it pops up a screen, and they can engage from the other side. But we've got several sophisticated ways that people are asking us about. So we've made that part of the customized part of the application. So, but right now it's just a simple chat, exactly like you do when you initiate it from the other side.
Got it.
Make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you was our member section dashboard, and this is what it looks like when if you were to log into your account. This is the first screen that you'll see, and what this really shows is kind of that macro level, that overview of everything that's taking place on your site. And with these modules here, these are the ones that are put here by default. There's a couple of more that are in here, but because we do have a common data source, if there's customized data that you wanted to have presented here, we could definitely get that in there so that you can get right to the information that's most important to you. But as you can see here, we have with the default kind of setup, you have all the number of people coming to your website, what search engines they're using, what countries they're coming from, the keywords that they're using to find your website, and so on and so forth. Up here also, we have a couple more where it shows, people coming from a desktop or a mobile phone, how long they're interacting with your website. A lot of different information that could be important to you. One of the key things that we wanted to do, and that from my experience using other analytics products, one of the biggest issues I had is that they would show you this kind of large macro view, and you would look through and how how many people came to your site and what pages they went to. But when you had a question about something, you really couldn't drill down and get that answer that you were looking for. It kind of became a guessing game of figuring out, okay, is this why these people might not be going to this part of the website that I want them to, or is this and that? And you'd have to kind of try to figure out what was going on. And what we really wanted to do is to give you the ability to really diagnose some of the issues that you might be having with your website. So, for instance, everything's linked together. So if I wanted to see, who are the people that are coming from Google, I'd be able to drill down and say and be able to see the videos of those people. We also know that you might have a lot of people coming to your site, and you're not going to want to look through all these videos. So we also want to give you an ability to maybe filter things a little bit further. So if you only want to see specific tags or maybe somebody from a specific company, we have all these filters up here that will let you kind of continue to drill down and get right to the people that you want to look at as quickly as possible. So if we wanted to look at one of these people, we go ahead, view details, and it takes us right back to that historical view to give you all the information about that specific individual. Do you have any questions?
Let's see. Nothing jumps to mind. I like how things are linked together. I have a lot of experience working with Google Analytics, Um, so ignoring the video part of it, which is very cool and useful, what capabilities does this provide that a solution such as Google Analytics does not?
All right, so from a usability standpoint, we've really spent a lot of time in that. One of the other things we offer, I would say, is our
segmentation and tagging will help you too.
Yeah, segmentation and tagging, and obviously the videos. But we also have several other. You're familiar with. One second, You're familiar with conversion funnels and things of that nature. Google has those, and so we have those as well.
Can I jump in, Nate, if you don't mind?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with Google Analytics. Basically is based on hits, clicks, and page views, as opposed to our analytics are totally based on our recordings. So all our analytics are derived from recordings. Google Analytics is based on those, like we said, clicks, hits. So when you look at the data points, we store around 1,000 more data points than Google Analytics there. So what can you do with that? We're able to tag and segment people based on behavior, not on actions only. So you could do a combined things between action and behavior. I'll give you an example. You go to these sites where you have a form you fill, and then you may have a security question or something, a security disclosure on the bottom that you have to say, I agree. You notice that a lot of people a lot of times go around that. Sometimes they hesitate. You see that hesitation, and then they abandon. Well, today, if you look at Google Analytics will tell you who spent the time and who clicked and went forward. That means who converted. For us, we could show you who did not convert. We could show you why they didn't convert, and we could actually show you exactly what they did before they abandoned you. So can you imagine all those capabilities on top of what? Yeah, again, we are not about the things that are obvious to you. We're about we can give you what's unclear to you and stop the guesswork. Does that give you a little bit bigger differentiator?
It does. I think I understand better what you guys are about.
And in the conversion funnels, as Nate is indicating on his screen, Google Analytics gives you a conversion, but it gives you a conversion. Let's go to the home page. Who goes, for example, fills a basket, and then who completes a transaction. Can you know who did not complete the transaction and come and view exactly what they did and when they abandoned you? Can you can actually collect with us the data that they're putting in, such as email, name, that you can target them at a later stage and say, if this person comes back, and when Nate showed you the video, I'm not sure if we noticed, when you looked at the video recordings, it shows you past customer sessions. This past customer sessions could be basically a name of a person as well. It could see past Leon sessions, and every time Leon comes back, I would decide to either engage with Leon to make sure next time he will convert, or not only Leon, but hundreds and thousands of people that did exactly what Leon did. I want them all to either get a promotion or get some kind of statement trying to figure out how can we close today. That makes sense to you?
It does.
Okay.
Okay, and just like Leon said, with our conversion funnels, exactly how he said. So to kind of give a little visual to what he was saying, we wanted to see why all these people didn't convert down to this second step down here, and so we could look at where they went. It's kind of split up by their outbound link, but then we could also view the videos for those specific people that were on as they were on that initial step.
And they, hold on a second on that screen. That's a very good screen. See the problem we face today with the you asked us for the version of our operating system and what we're using on the browser. If you had that on that website today, you could say, I want to tag every person who came from a Windows 7 on a desktop or laptop that has whatever, and I want to see all the sessions that showed the mobile page, not the desktop page, not the regular page. Can you imagine getting that report and now going through it and analyzing what happened here and going through the statistics and the analytics and compare that to the result, and you can figure out what can you do instead of, let's say Nate and I are not here. No one's there to tell you today. But you can actually tag your system to make an instant notification if a mobile page ever appears for someone who uses a desktop.
And so one of the, just to expand a little bit on what Leon was saying is that, let's say, for instance, you set up a tag and you wanted to see, for instance, whatever, every time, like you said with the mobile thing popping up, or every time somebody clicked on one of your links or one of your, in your page and they had a 404 error, you would be able to set up that tag, and then you could check periodically and be proactive in trying to prevent and optimizing to make sure that your site is working the way that you want it to work.
Hey, Nate, are we on the Oopgo site here?
Correct.
Go up to the tag filter. Did you drop that? Can you go there? And does 404 show up there somewhere on the bottom? Well, not that one, but if you can go down.
I think it was back here, wasn't it? 404 error.
Yeah. So look at that, Daniel. You can see this one. We've decided we want to send the system to notify us and segment every video, every recording for a browser session that came up with an error. How many times do you get a customer calling you and saying, "Hi, Daniel, well, you have an error on your page"? Well, probably never, because they'll abandon you and go somewhere else before they even do that, correct?
Yeah, and if they were to call somebody, it wouldn't be me, it would be somebody else. But, but yeah, I'm sure that's what you're saying is correct.
I mean the client. I mean, I'm sure it's not you personally, but the clients will never call you to tell you you have an error on your site. You need to be a little bit more proactive about that, and that's how we allow ourselves to be proactive in finding what makes a user experience a tough user experience, and that goes back to. Sorry, go ahead.
I said sure. Yeah, I understand.
So you saw the resemblance to. Go ahead. Sorry.
So these seem like some cool capabilities, and I'm sorry to rush things, but I'm starting to run a little short on time. Were there any other large things you guys wanted to show?
I'll really quickly here just show you. Here's our heat maps. Are you familiar with heat maps?
Yes.
Okay, so here are our heat maps, and one of the big differentiators with us is, again, you're able to drill down if you see something and you're wondering why is this person clicking here or there. You're able to drill down and figure out why they're doing that.
Cool.
All right, with that, what are your feelings about what we showed you today?
This is a really neat product. I have not seen an analytics package before that provides these sorts of capabilities. I like them. I think they're useful. I think they're neat. However, I have a pretty good understanding of the sort of things that Novation wants to do and what their general strategy is. And their strategy is to have people on the landing page for as short a period of time as possible, and to make the landing page so that it's just one page. People don't go to other pages. So for this specific client, I'm not sure if paying for this sort of a service would make sense. But for other clients, you know, I think this would be great. I mean, especially any sort of e-commerce, any site that you've got a lot of different pages, you want people to do a lot of different things on it. You know, this would be excellent intelligence to have. It looks like a really neat tool. How much is it, and how hard is it to install? I guess are two questions I have.
Okay, so with it's extremely easy to install. You seem familiar with Google. It's a Google Analytics. It's just a little couple snippets of code you place inside your source code, and we're able to gather all the information we need to be able to show you these. And to answer your second question, Leon, could you actually it's based. How many page views per month does Novation get?
Wild guess here, maybe 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah, I can pull up analytics and have a look, but that's just a wild guess. So the pricing is done by page view. That's how you get to it.
Correct.
Page views.
We look at it by page view per month, and based on the number you're giving us, you can go up to probably 30 to 50,000 page views. and our price will be $750 a month for the basic. And so you have a very simple and nice website, which does not require probably barely any setup, but we will look at that. But if it doesn't, there won't be much of a setup fee. So it's basically that, and the recording $750 a month. That's it.
Okay, so $750 a month allows for, did you say 50,000 page views? Is that
Up
right?
to 50,000 page views, correct?
Up to 50, and then after that, there's another tier that goes beyond that, I guess.
Yeah.
And what's the second tier like, just so I have a sense of the pricing structure in case I run across another client that could use this?
From 50,000 page views to 150,000, that will be $12.50.
Okay.
And then above that, we go with, now it goes, jumps up, because when you go to the 150,000 to the 500,000, it'll be around the $2,700 or $3,000, because that's a much larger, and there's more probably higher complexities in the websites and the structure there.
Got it.
Daniel, could I ask you this question? I'm just curious. So you're not actually with Novation Capital. Are you outside of them, and you have different clients?
Kind of, sort of. Madison Media Works is essentially the marketing department for Encore Funding and Novation Capital, and in a sense, I work for Madison Media Works, but in a sense not. The structure is kind of non-traditional and fairly fluid.
Okay.
So your first question is kind of a complicated one to answer. The second question, do I have other clients? Yes.
Well, Madison Media is are you guys an agency by itself, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. See, that's we're working basically now. Nate handles a lot of the end users. My biggest focus has been on strategic partnerships with media companies and advertising agencies. And you know, what you saw today is basically a pitch to an end user. But when you look at the dashboard we have, you could actually, can you go back, show just quickly,
Yes.
Daniel, the dashboard, how you could handle, as an agency, multiple clients and give every client a dashboard for themselves, for their own specific. So as you see in the picture right now, you're looking at a agency type of view where you're handling 7, 10, 100, 200 clients.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, keep us in mind when it comes to other clients, and if you ever want to sit down and brainstorm how we can give you a solution, because this encompasses not only analytics, analytics plus more, where you could actually give a full reporting to your clients in a very easy and user-friendly way.
Yeah, this looks like a handy thing to have. We actually have another client that sells anti-snoring devices, and we're looking at launching things with them pretty soon. And when we get to the point with them where we're doing some significant spend on pay-per-click, and where we are doing e-commerce instead of just trying to drive phone volume, because we do need to just sell it off the website, then I think something like this can make a lot of sense. But that's going to be down the road, maybe, if I had to guess, maybe 2 months from now. So probably sometime in February. In fact, if you guys wanted to follow up with me and shoot me an email or whatever in February, that might not be a bad idea. Then we can reevaluate, and things will have evolved more with the anti-snoring client.
Definitely, that sounds great, Daniel. And I definitely look forward to further collaboration, and hopefully we can work together in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. This looks like a really neat tool. Well, guys, I've got to jump off the phone. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for your time.
Talk to you soon. Have a great day, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.